the Jazz Age. This period after World War I is also called the Jazz Age. And jazz is a uniquely American contribution to music. And jazz comes from a couple of sources. One, it has very distinctive African roots. The rhythmic patterns, the repetition are very definite, directly connected to the rhythmic patterns and repetition in the music of Africa. The idea of the spiritual and the blues comes from the African American traditions of music in the South during the 19th century. And so the blues themselves existed as an oral tradition in the South, as one singer passed down his song or her song to another. Jazz also is a compilation of some adaptations of some European forms, particularly ragtime. Ragtime is more adaptations of forms from Europe than from Africa. And Scott Joplin's Maple Leaf Rag, which there's a link for you to listen to, is an example of what's called ragtime. The Jazz Age itself, jazz began in New Orleans at the turn of the 20th century. The musicians were self-taught. There was no written music. They formed bands and played in the streets and in clubs. And you can still see this jazz culture operating in New Orleans today. Street musicians, clubs, all of these began, is how jazz began. By the 20s, many musicians, including Duke Ellington, Louis Armstrong, Count Basie, and Lionel Hampton, had moved to Chicago. And then from Chicago, they went to Harlem. And when they got to Harlem, everything just sort of exploded. And jazz was the thing, and jazz was everywhere. One of the most famous jazz musicians is Duke Ellington. And he played in the nightclubs in Harlem, particularly the Cotton Club in the 20s. He actually played in Carnegie Hall in 1943, and you will listen to his piece called Take the A Train next, and you can hear and see Duke Ellington. George Gershwin was an interesting composer in that he transformed jazz into symphony and opera. Some of his symphonies included Rhapsody in Blue and Concerto in F. His opera, famous jazz opera, is called Porgy and Bess. And Porgy and Bess was incredibly popular. He had an all-black cast, and that made it quite unusual. And he sort of, the whole opera itself was about the goings-on in a black neighborhood in South Carolina in the 20s, what these people's lives were like. And so this was unusual, not only to use jazz in an opera, but also to have all of the characters and the storyline depicting blacks and black culture. The opera's most popular singer that you know is probably Ella Fitzgerald. So she sings, and I think the clip I have is of her singing the opera's most popular song. But I hope you enjoy the next selections that come after this.